In 1967, a small German manufacturer unveiled a car so advanced it won European Car of the Year before a single customer took delivery. NSU R080 paired a revolutionary Wankel Rotary engine with aerodynamics unmatched for a decade. Yet within 2 years, that same engineering marvel would bankrupt NSU and erase the company from existence. The engine that made it legendary is where this story begins. Felix Wankel, a self-taught engineer from Baden-Württemberg, spent years chasing a dream, an engine without pistons, where a triangular rotor spun smoothly inside an oval chamber. NSU, known for its motorcycles and compact cars, saw promise in Wankel's vision. In 1957, the company signed a licensing contract with Wankel GmbH, securing exclusive rights to develop and produce rotary engines. This decision came with risk. NSU agreed to pay a 2% royalty on every engine and to invest heavily in turning a fragile laboratory idea into something that could power real cars. The first prototype, a single rotor engine, ran on a test bench that same year. It produced 24 horsepower, but revealed immediate challenges. The biggest problem was sealing. The rotor had to maintain a perfect fit against the chamber walls, even as temperatures soared. Dr. Walter Frode, NSU's chief engineer, took on the task of making Wankel's concept practical. His key insight was to fix the engine's outer housing and let the rotor orbit inside, improving reliability and making mass production possible. By 1964, NSU introduced the Spider, the world's first production car powered by a rotary engine. The Spider was nimble and eager to rev, but its apex seals, tiny strips at the rotor's tips, wore out quickly, forcing owners back to the workshop. These early setbacks gave NSU engineers a crash course in the rotary's limits. Yet the Spider proved that a rotary-powered car could be built, sold, and driven daily. It became a rolling laboratory, exposing both the engine's promise and its flaws. NSU's leadership remained convinced. They doubled down on research, experimenting with new materials, better cooling, and tougher seals. Prototype engines endured thousands of hours of stress testing. By the mid-1960s, NSU had a fleet of test cars, each gathering data for the next step. The risk taken in 1957 now fueled a bold ambition: to build an executive sedan powered by innovation, not convention. On September 23, 1967, the NSU R080 stepped onto the world stage at the Frankfurt International Motor Show, drawing crowds with a body that seemed to arrive from the future. Designed by Klaus Luth, the R080's silhouette broke from every German sedan tradition: long, low, with a sloping nose and a roofline that cut through the air like nothing else on the road. The car's drag coefficient, measured at just 0.355, was the lowest ever recorded for a production sedan at the time. Wind tunnel testing shaped every panel, from the flush glass to the subtle kick of the rear deck, and even the door handles sat nearly flush to the body. Inside, the R080 offered a sense of space and light rare for its class. The compact rotary engine allowed for a short front overhang, which in turn made room for a remarkably airy cabin and a deep trunk. The dashboard swept forward beneath a wide, curved windshield, and the thin pillars gave drivers an unobstructed view of the road. Reviewers noted how the car's proportions and layout felt years ahead of its rivals, and how its form seemed inseparable from its function. Reactions from the international press bordered on disbelief. Road and Track called the R080 the most advanced sedan in Europe. German magazines praised its engineering and its elegance, marveling at how it combined technical ambition with everyday practicality. The excitement was not just local. Within weeks, the R080 was being compared to Italian exotics and French luxury cars, but with a distinctly German sense of precision. 2 months after its debut, the R080 stunned the automotive world again by winning the 1968 European Car of the Year award, the first German car ever to claim the honor. The award jury cited its revolutionary design, its aerodynamic efficiency, and the promise of its rotary powertrain. For NSU, the R080's reception set expectations sky high, placing the company at the center of the automotive conversation. The world wanted to know if the engineering beneath that futuristic shell could live up to the promise of its design. The heart of the NSU R080 was unlike anything else on the road, a twin-rotor Wankel engine, compact, and almost eerily smooth. Instead of pistons moving up and down, two triangular rotors spun inside an oval-shaped chamber, each turn producing a steady, vibration-free flow of power. This geometry allowed the engine to deliver 115 metric horsepower at 6,500 revolutions per minute, impressive for an engine displacing just 995 cubic centimeters. The result was a car that felt eager and light, with power always on tap, and a willingness to rev far beyond what most sedans could manage at the time. But this radical approach came with new engineering puzzles. The apex seals, thin strips at each rotor tip, had to keep a perfect seal against the chamber walls as temperatures soared past 900 degrees Celsius. Early seals, made from a copper graphite composite, wore quickly, sometimes failing after only 10,000 kilometers. Owners complained of hard starting, loss of compression, and a rough, rattling idle. NSU's engineers responded with a series of factory fixes. In 1970, they introduced a new composite seal with a copper core and a carbon overlay, extending service life to around 30,000 kilometers. Yet even this was only a partial solution. Lubrication proved just as critical. The original oil pump struggled to deliver enough oil to the apex seals at high speeds, leading to scuffing and premature wear. By 1972, a redesigned pump increased oil flow and pressure, reducing failures and giving the seals a fighting chance. Service bulletins issued to dealers outlined new break-in procedures, oil grades, and even revised coolant circuits. Each fix bought more time, but none could fully erase the engine's reputation for fragility. Despite these setbacks, the R080's technical ambition was clear. The twin-rotor Wankel was lighter and more compact than any piston rival, giving the car its signature low hood and spacious cabin. On paper, the Rotary's smoothness and high-revving nature promised a new era of German engineering. In practice, the brilliance of the design was matched only by the difficulty of making it work reliably day after day. Warranty claims began to mount in the R080's first year on the market. Owners returned to dealers with engines that had lost compression, suffered from hard starting, or produced a rough idle after only a few thousand kilometers. The cost of replacing apex seals, overhauling engines, and honoring the extended warranty quickly outpaced NSU's projections. Service departments across Germany and beyond were flooded with requests, and each engine rebuild added to the company's financial burden. Fuel consumption, often reaching 13 to 16 liters per 100 kilometers, further discouraged buyers in a market growing more sensitive to running costs. By 1969, the warranty spiral was impossible to ignore. NSU's annual warranty expenses soared to levels that threatened the company's solvency, consuming more than a third of total revenue. Internal reports circulated among executives and painted a stark picture. The cost per R080 built was rising, not falling, despite every engineering fix. The board convened a series of urgent meetings reviewing production ledgers that listed a total output of 37,374 R080s since launch. Shareholders, many of whom had supported the Rotary gamble from the start, now faced a painful decision. On April 26, 1969, after more than 12 hours of debate, NSU's shareholder assembly gathered for a decisive vote. The transcript from that day records anxious voices and sober calculations. The proposal was to merge with Auto Union, already under Volkswagen's control, to form Audi NSU Auto Union AG. The vote passed with a clear majority, ending NSU's independence. The merger agreement transferred the R080's technology, patents, and production facilities into the new group, while Volkswagen agreed to absorb the outstanding warranty liabilities. For the engineers and executives who had championed the R080, the outcome was bittersweet. The car's technical ambition had been undeniable, but the financial cost proved too great for a company of NSU's size. The R080's story, from its bold debut to the final tally of 37,374 units, became a lesson in the risks that come with chasing the future. Today, the R080's radical engineering stands as both a warning and an inspiration. As car makers race toward electric and alternative drivetrains, the spirit of technical audacity that defined this German icon still challenges the industry to risk everything for genuine progress. What future will reward such boldness?